I think
Can I just encourage someone to speak up already? There's a comment on my screen. If it's possible to bring it back, someone who's actually coming out about, I am bipolar. Kudos for speaking out. There ought to be no stigma when it comes to mental health, solidarity, and love. So I think this is what it's about. Like, you're sharing your story has encouraged somebody else, Ananya, to come out and share theirs. And I think that's what it's about. That was just something we picked up on our stream. Ananya, the mean things that were said, when they were first said, what was said to you and how did you deal with it?
I think more than what was said to me, it was how I felt, to be completely honest. So I always feel a lot of guilt. I've worked through it a lot, but there's a lot of guilt being born in privilege anyways, that I personally used to feel massively. And the first emotion for me, where anything was concerned till about 4 or 5 years ago, was guilt. So
why did you feel guilty? Hang on. Why did you feel guilty?
So it was the same thing, I guess, because, you get conditioned in such a way from society, like you quote unquote have everything. So who are you to feel this way?
Right.
You've got a supportive family, you've got such amazing friends around you. Who are you to feel this way? So I almost internalized it till I, really learned that there's certain ways in which you're conditioned that you need to unlearn. So initially when comments used to come, it used to bother me because I almost used to believe it.
What would they say?
But now,
what would they say?
The same thing. Like, there are a couple that said attention seeking, which is absolutely horrible to say because, this is the last thing that anyone should do. And there's no need. Yeah. Well, that was horrible. Who are you to feel this?
I think one hurt this. I think what used to really also hurt much more, if I remember correctly, is when people from the family would say that. See, when people outsiders talk, it really doesn't matter
whether I should say it or not.
But when people from the family, which is where the awareness is so important, when people from the family or extended family, say that, Acha, why is she feeling that? What is it that she doesn't have? That is what hurts most actually, because you can see her suffering, you can see what she's going through. And then to tell me that, why is she suffering and what is it that she doesn't have? Then that really hurts. What the world says really is quite immaterial because they, in any case, don't know what your story is about, right? And people, in any case, people, in any case, judge people, everybody so easily. That just makes you feel that nobody knows what your story is. Just because you have resources in the world doesn't mean everything.
Yeah. It's easy to rationalize comment that comes from someone completely unknown in the public, but when someone from the family itself treats you like, or invalidates your emotions, or makes you feel like, who are you this way, almost adding a bit of guilt to your shoulders.
Yeah.
It's a very stifling feeling, and it just makes everything worse. And forget me, I think it was so tough on mom because on one end she had me to take care of. This was when I was not an adult yet. You still have to take care of me, but so when I was an adult, so she had to take care of her own emotions, plus she was battling this whole stigma that all these people around us had with me going through this. So it's like she knew what I was going through. And they were kind of not accepting her for supporting me because they couldn't understand what I was going through.
Yeah, it was quite messed up actually.
It was a little bit of a mind fuck.
And so I think what happens, Barkha, is, at that that's why it's so important to get rid of the stigma also and to have open conversations, which I so often say, because when you don't want to talk about it, everybody is just trying to, people know something wrong, but it's so taboo that they don't want to talk about it. So it just becomes such a messy situation because it is a big deal. You really need to talk about it.